Who's the comic that you look up to the most? Who's the one? Because we've all got our favourite comics. You've got your favourite comics.
I bet you've got really...
Who's the magician?
Can I hear who your favourites are, just briefly, just so I can make up one that's just as cool?
No, but is there
a magician that sort of does the same thing?
Whenever you're thinking about magic and comedy, it's Cooper. Everyone always talks about Tommy Cooper. And like when I was a kid, he was still on TV, even though, he was dead at the time and it was like reruns and stuff. And I think if you're going to combine magic with comedy, I don't think anyone's really done it better than him, Even though it always kind of went wrong and that was his shtick. And when I do it, I try and have it go right.
But isn't that an amazing skill to make it go wrong on purpose?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what's great about him is if you watch, as I've done, the same trick in different performances, over many years.
It goes wrong in the same way.
It goes wrong in exactly the same way. And the script is almost exactly the same, like the script of it going wrong.
Yeah.
Because he was meticulous. He really was.
I used to watch it with my granddad. He's a good magician because he can make it go wrong. You'd have to be a good magician to constantly do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to watch them all. My granddad used to love it so much.
And sometimes it went right as well, and he used that kind of sparingly, when the trick actually went right, and it sort of surprised the audience and got a big reaction or whatever. But much more entertaining when it goes wrong for him, I think.
Yeah.
Probably Cooper, I'd say.
Who's the GOAT magician? Is it Copperfield? He's the one, the biggest one I know.
He's certainly the most, I would say probably the most successful and the richest. For me personally, when I was a kid, Penn and Teller had a series way before Foolers on Channel 4 called The Unpleasant World of Penn and Teller, which was really good. But I think, David Blaine's a bit of a figure of fun now. But when that first Street Magic special he did came on telly, which was the first time you sort of see magician walking up to people doing amazing things. And what was really smart was at the end of the trick, the camera just went to them, for their reaction and let the magic just kind of sink in, and you just sort of saw that. And that was revolutionary, Yeah. So he's pretty up there too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it all. I used to watch that all the time. Good. The Masked Magician all the time.
Yeah.
Even it was more for children, but Stephen Mulhern used to do stuff.
Yeah.
More targeted to kids on the telly. I've always loved it. I was made up when you.
If you get a chance to go and see Pete, just go and watch Pete Firman do what he does. It's fucking amazing. I remember you were in the room next to me in Edinburgh in 2008, and you started about 20 minutes before me.
Right.
So my audience, maybe 15 minutes before me, so my audience had to wait in a small queue while your audience were already enjoying your show 15 to 20 minutes in.
Right.
It's a very intimidating sound to hear through, the fake walls of an Edinburgh venue that have been put up maybe 4 weeks before.
Yeah.
Just people going, wah, wah, no, ow, ow. And then I walk on hello. How are you? My name's
I remember that, yeah. That was a really damp, they're all damp, but that was a particularly damp, dingy venue. With the underbelly, wasn't it?
That was the underbelly. That really felt like you were getting black lung or whatever it was.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, my suit, I was doing it in a 3-piece suit that year. It never dried out. It got wet through the first night and never dried for the whole of the month. The following day, just putting on this damp shirt and damp suit. Oh, grim.
Has it ever gone wrong on a big scale where your trick just hasn't worked and you've gone, right, let's move on?
I've done that. If it's I sort of sidestep and then go into something else.
Yeah.
But the thing about tricks is, you never usually set up what's going to happen at the top of it. So if something goes wrong halfway through,
you can change it.
You can sort of change it a little bit and sidestep and try and get out of it.
Yeah, so you're constantly on your feet going, oh shit.
Yeah, you're sort of on your toe. It's a little bit like stand-up, If they're not going for it, you fucking go into another routine.
If you
or
get
whatever.
heckled or something disrupts a routine, you can just be like, you've got to step into that. Is the other bit that makes this.
One more question, because I might never get to ask. The magic conventions where people go and trade tricks and it's. Do people actually perform at those? And have you done that? Because I feel like that'd be a special type of insane. That's basically doing comedy just to comics almost.
Yeah, I think the last convention that I went to was probably about 15 years ago. I tend to sort of avoid them because magic by and large is a lot of people that do it. It's amateurs really, and that's fine. It's a great hobby, and they're into it. And the whole magic convention thing is a way for people that come up with magic tricks to make money by selling them to these amateurs or whatever. So there's not a great deal.
But you're actually coming up with your tricks, so there's no trading of them.
Well, no, I mean, I do some stuff that was invented by other people, but you always try and put your old spin on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, the idea of, you're quite right, like doing magic for other magicians would just be, imagine doing, comedy for a room full of stand-ups.
It's usually, back in the day when I did Edinburgh, the preview nights where you hadn't sold many tickets, and then maybe be like 15, 20 in, and they'd include some of your flyers maybe, and comics who are coming to support, and it's one of those ones where you're like, I've just got to make the most of this. And usually people are quite generous with it, but it's not the best audience, is it?
At a magic convention, it might be a lot of magicians that aren't there to support you. In fact, they're there to sort of see you cock up, and they want to see you fail. Do you know what I mean? There's that sort of thing as well.
How do you work with a trick? Do you get like the end and work backwards?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, sort of like a mad idea. Like I read this in this old magic book. Back in the early part of the 20th century, there used to be this fairly common trick where the magician would borrow a hat from a gentleman in the audience, top hat, probably something like that, and put ingredients in there, crack an egg in there, flour, milk or whatever. Oh no, his hat's ruined or whatever. And then like a cake would end up out of the hat, and the hat would be like unharmed. So I read that in the book and I'm like, that's a great thing. Because it's funny, because everyone thinks you're like knackering a fella's hat or whatever, but not many people, I mean, maybe, you two are wearing hats, but you know what I mean? You can't guarantee someone's going to have a hat in the audience. So I thought, well, everyone's going to have a shoe. So I do the same thing, but I borrow a shoe from a guy in the audience, and I crack an egg and pour half a pint of milk in there and flour and blah, blah, blah. And then a little cupcake comes out at the end. And
but what happens if that one goes wrong halfway through?
He's going to Clinkard's. He's going to Clark's. That's what happens.
That's a hard one to sidestep, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's got eggs in your shoes, mate.
Yeah. The funniest thing that happened to me, it wasn't that Edinburgh, it was the year before, my first Edinburgh, 2007. I did this trick, and back then I was still doing like the nail in the face, and I used to do a thing where I put skewers through my arms, and it was all that kind of gross stuff. And I did this thing where I apparently dropped a mouse into a food processor. It's still on YouTube if anyone wants to see it. And obviously it's a trick, right? But it looked really good. So a mouse gets dropped in, and whatever. Anyway, one Edinburgh show, this lady gets really upset, really, really upset, and I think she'd had a few or whatever. Storms the stage. She's all, up in my grill, like pointing at me. How can you do that? Blah, 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 blah. Security will know where to be seen. So I say, I don't know what you're so concerned about. They only cost £3. And got a big laugh from the audience. She went mental. Luckily, at that point, the door staff were in and managed to cart her out. But that's, when you're dealing... I mean, in my show, I get people up on stage all the time, and you never know what they're going to do. Do you know what I mean? So... whenever you've got Joe Public involved, it's kind of anything can happen, really.
Choppy waters.
Yeah,
choppy waters, exactly.
You're never interested in the David Blaine stuff he does now? He does all like the mad shit, like trying to fly in that.
No, I am interested in it. I think it's great, actually. In fact, I think last year, or maybe the year before, he did like his first proper live shows. And in them, he's like holding his breath for 12 minutes.
Have you seen the one when he goes with the balloons with, is it Google? And he's holding his breath basically in space. It's the full thing's on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
He goes up with balloons, the balloons take him up. He's holding his breath for like 15 minutes or something stupid, and then the balloons pop and he comes back to Earth.
Yeah, I mean, he trains and does all that stuff, He does a thing where he like puts pretty much like an ice pick through his hand. And it's similar to the nail in the face thing that you can do it and avoid important stuff. But who wants to try that? Do you know what I mean? You slip and a vein and it's, pissing blood or whatever. I mean, it's just... But yeah, I think he's fantastic. I would love to see his live show, actually.
Yeah, he's proper.
Not really magic, is it? It's just sort of stunts.
It's endurance, isn't it? Like underwater and freezing and under, like when he didn't eat in the box. Remember that? Remember he was just hanging above London.
Down by the Thames.
He's an illusionist, isn't he? That's
he's just basically pushing his body to the edge in all possible ways, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think some of them you're not sure, and I think that's cool. The fact that is it a trick? Is it not a trick? It sort of blurs the lines a little bit, and that's interesting, I think.
Yeah. When he was in that box, I seen him have a little curly whirly at one point. So
only you. It was
like saying it. I'm not going to ruin it for everyone.
You're dead sound for not saying it.
You know what I mean?
How did he do that?
Cut that out, by the way.
Adam's in the magic circle.
He doesn't want to text off Dave.
What did he do like that? Present a cough.
He's mad for curly whirlies, David Blair.
And if I seen that, what else? What else did I miss? Because I didn't watch all of it.
They're easy to hide up a sleeve, aren't they, curly whirlies?
I saw him eat a full burrito. No one else was watching. I was like, what was
Didn't someone send like a cheeseburger or something?
Yeah,
on
he
like
sent a Mackey's on a drone next to it.
But he was full.
Yeah.
He said no.
But that's a curly whirly, mate.
Animals fucking curly whirlies and a burrito. I'm all right.
I'm stuffed.
Couldn't eat another thing.
Stuffed.